Hey Trance family, Brandon Beatty Trance. Welcome to the 14th video in our series where we're making an uplifting trance track completely from scratch. And in this video, we're going to talk about adding leads and a piano and some vocals into the track. And so these are sort of our top, the top elements of the track. And, I did a lot of the work ahead of time for this video because I didn't want to spend the whole video, of me just trying to write stuff from scratch. I think the top line is a little bit more important. It's going to take a little bit more time. So I did write a piano part. I did create a lead synth, and I also added some vocals into the track, or some vocal elements. And I'm going to walk through those things and how I kind of reused, once I had the core idea, I was able to sort of reuse those ideas throughout the track to create a little bit of foreshadowing. So it's like you're getting a little taste of the melody before it happens, and trance definitely uses that idea of foreshadowing. And I also did spend a little bit of time since the last video just cleaning the track up and, designing it how I want it to go. I did spend some time bringing in, how I want parts to come in, how I want parts to come out, and just some volume adjustments as needed. And so I definitely recommend that you take some time periodically throughout the track, throughout your time producing it, to listen to the whole track all the way through. So I think the first element I really started with was like a nice piano part. And so I knew for this track, I wanted like a melodramatic piano. I wasn't going for anything super complicated. I'm personally not the best piano player in the world, but I can do basic patterns. And so this piano just has like a basic left hand pattern, and it has a nice little top melody. And so I'll play that for you now so you can hear it by itself, and then I'll put it with stuff in context so you can hear the bass pad and the pad bus. Let's move those. Okay. And I did things to make it interesting, such as moving the top line an octave higher, so we do hear that later in the track, just to create some variety. Okay. And then I did create like a theme with the piano. And so that's sort of giving a little bit of foreshadowing. Okay. Right. So it kind of creates like a kind of an eerie vibe. But then it eventually goes into the melody. Okay. So that was the first major element that I kind of came up with. Again, the piano part is really nothing too complicated. Sort of a basic left hand pattern, a nice little melody on top that goes with our chord change. And then after that, I did spend a little bit of time using a contact sample player. So it's up to you how you want to add some vocal elements to your track. You don't always have to add them, but I think for trance, it's very, very nice having some type of vocal element. Again, our sound pack from Dave Parkinson does have vocal stabs and samples that you can cut up and use and make your own stuff with. So we could just check out like a stab. Oh, that's a synth stab. So we'll find a vocal stab box hits. There we go. Oh, this is not the right pack. Here it is, the second pack. Vocal stabs. These are really nice ones you can use in trance. Just for example. However, I chose to use a contact player, so this is a nice one. Very high quality contact samples. And I'll let you guys hear this. So this is something I want to take a moment to say again. Guys, you're going to need high quality samples or high quality sources if you don't have your own, professional singer who can, sing like this or whatever. You might have to invest a little bit of money in some sample packs, unfortunately. So that's what I had to do. But you can hear very lovely. Okay. And so I started again with now taking this piano melody, I added like a little vocal melody on top. Right? Gorgeous sound pack. Her voice is just immaculate. Okay. So once I had that basic sort of vocal melody, again, I reused it throughout the track. I kind of played with it. And these top elements, they really should sort of stick out beyond the rest of the track so that they sit nicely on top. See that? That's her voice right there. So it's okay if that pokes out a little bit from the mix. There's our piano. And there's where her vocal is sitting. Okay. So once I had like a nice little vocal element, and I reuse it throughout the track, and I'm putting it together, and when the track changes chords, the element changes as well, right? So, I might need to smooth it out at some point. It's a little bit like shrill sounds I hear and stuff, but we'll get to that in the mixing stage. This is just sort of still the part writing process. And the last element I came up with was a lead synth. Okay. So here's the lead synth. And this was just kind of like, I knew I wanted like a buzzy synth to sit on top of everything and sort of be like like an emotional pluck or something. So here's what that sounds like. I think we'll play it on its own and then add the other stuff back in. We'll put that in there with the piano. And there's a point where everything kind of comes in together. I believe it's right here. So that's basically the next elements that you add. I mean, you just got to come up with a melody. I'm not like totally happy with it, so it does kind of take a little time sometimes to, massage the melody as you need it. So we'll see. We'll see if I keep it. We'll see if I change it. But again, that's sort of the topic of this video, is just adding those elements. You see how it adds like another layer to the track. We're starting to get closer to maybe like a finished product. I think the next video we're going to spend time just really ironing out the effects and the mix and see if we're missing anything, see if we can improve any parts. And then from there, it'll be sort of a basic mix down and getting it ready for mastering. Yeah, so thank you guys for sticking with me. I think if you've been with me the whole time, you'll see maybe I extended the beginning by like a couple more bars. And again, like when you get to this point in the project, feel free to kind of mold the track as you need it. Okay, so if you want to extend a part, you know, in the beginning, you want to like elaborate on something, just extend it by about 2 loops. So that's about 32 bars, or sorry, 16 bars total. So 8 bars. Each of these blocks is 8 bars. So I extended it by 2 blocks of 8 bars. And I think I ended up shortening the climax because I didn't have enough to kind of keep building it. I think once it kind of build all the way up, I was like, you know, you could tell it was starting to get repetitive. But again, thanks guys for hanging out with me for the whole time. I mean, we're about 65 tracks in, and yeah, if you guys have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I've appreciated everybody's everybody who's watching, and people have been leaving some comments. I had a few requests for lessons on Instagram, so I don't know if that link works all the time because I'm not sure what it is. I got to get a better like website host or something that actually works. But if you want to sign up for lessons, just hit me up on Instagram. The link should be in the YouTube channel page. But all right, guys. Hey, see you on the next video.